We had a meeting this morning with the committee of employees of Fort Worth Transit. It was decided with the committee that we should go back to work. The tickets were taken down at 10:30 a.m. this morning for the purpose of the hardships it caused on the general public, especially the school children. We felt like that they did need the transportation, and we felt like the best thing to do were people to go back to work. This action does not change the position of the union in any way. We still feel that something should be done for these employees and also for the public transportation system, the Fort Worth Transit System here in Fort Worth. Now, these means may be obtained by federal grants that the people of Fort Worth have paid the taxes on, and this can be had by the city of Fort Worth making requests to the federal government for these federal grants.
I'm satisfied that the gas company is entitled to a increase in their rates, but the question came up as to the amount of expense connected with their appliance business. They operate an appliance business over there, selling stoves and refrigerators and different gas appliances, and they allocated, as far as the information I had, they said that they spent $418,000 for advertising for the gas company and only $6,000 on the advertising for the appliance business that they operate, which to me is most unrealistic, and I felt like that I needed some further information.
There have been people that have criticized NASA on the part of using funds that could be used in welfare programs, for example, or in the prosecution of the war. But it's been my observation that the amounts of money required in handling all of the welfare programs and relief and so on amounts to many, many hundreds of millions of dollars a year. And in fact, if the NASA budget were to be applied to that, it would not be enough to make much of any difference in all of those requirements. So, in effect, you would be killing a program that I think is of great use to the United States in furthering its technology and science without really helping this great problem that really has to be solved through some other device than taking the small amount of money from the space program. one choice that's already been made is to continue the lunar exploration program. We have hardware in the pipeline that will allow us to continue to fly to the moon in intervals of between 4 and 6 months for several more flights. So that this flight that's coming up next month, the 14th of November, will be followed in March by another flight to a different part of the moon, and so on, through a total of 9 planned flights, similar to Apollo 11, but carrying even more scientific equipment and going to different locations on the moon. There are other avenues of choice that are under study, and we hope will be acted on by the executive department of the government and by the Congress. But there are no other approved programs in the manned flight area other than the lunar exploration program and one that's been in the mill for some time, which is the Apollo Applications Program, which will fly for the first time in 1972 with a space station type flight using the stage of the Saturn 1B as the shell of a space station type spacecraft.